Hello friends and welcome back to the C.Gars channel. Today I'm joined by a very special guest of whom most of you will recognise, Mr. Anthony Rossouw.
How are you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm not too bad, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing really good.
Good.
Enjoying this signature number one.
Fantastic. I mean, it's a return of a great, let's put it that way.
Yes.
And a lot of people will be very excited to see a Davidoff cigar back in this vitola, in this format, and what we've got coming up in the next year or so, leading into next year as well. I think it's really going to pique people's interest in Davidoff if they haven't already smoked one before, and also kind of really give to those aficionados who love a Davidoff cigar. They're really going to be able to grasp onto those classics that they haven't seen for a while, and also see some new things as well.
Yeah, I love Davidoff so much.
It's not bad.
Every cigar I've had is absolutely perfect.
Well, there is kind of method to the madness with that. To go and give you an idea of the production size of what we do. Our margin for error on our cigars is less than 1% of the millions and millions of cigars that we make, and that comes down to the heritage and the craftsmanship and the quality of the product. With Davidoff, our rollers, it takes up to 10 years to become a Davidoff roller. And it's. I mean, when you walk out onto the rolling floor and you see this room full of craftsmen and fine-tuned skills of rolling these cigars by hand every single day with that level of quality control, which is far and beyond a lot of other things. There's and it is that thing about the Davidoff strapline being time beautifully filled. It doesn't matter if it's it's a wonderful long cigar like this where we're here for a few hours or so, or a quicker smoke. It's all about those moments in time that escape from the world and really kind of delving deep into this. What you're actually going to see coming up this year is going to be what we're calling the Difference campaign. Now what that is showing the consumers, showing the cigar fans, and showing everyone exactly what sets Davidoff aside from the rest, so to speak. Obviously, it's still a tobacco product, and there's a lot of similarities. But what we do, which is different in Davidoff, is every single part of the plant, every single part of the process, every single tobacco leaf is weighed. Every single tobacco leaf is constantly checked, and that quality control does shine through in the finished product.
It's the passion as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you can't make something like this without being passionate about it, and you can't also enjoy something like this without being passionate about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
The bringing back the signature number one, which is kind of part of those first Davidoff cigars in 1968. That was that. It was the signature number one, the number two, and the ambassadrice. They were the first three cigars. Bringing this back as a limited edition, 19,000 boxes worldwide. So they are very much that moment in time. Kind of once they've gone, they've gone. Yeah. And it was one I'd never actually got around to smoking. I never got to smoke one of the original number ones. So getting to enjoy this one and pass, kind of show people about it and talk about the blend and talk about the heritage behind it has been a lot of fun. So we're working our way into the first third, nice and creamy, soft kind of opening of the palate as we work our way through there. The draw is always effortless. And it's not, for me, I know it's kind of that epitome of Davidoff. It is that sit back and relax and really enjoy.
Yeah. It's something you can really think about as you smoke it and really appreciate. So why did you guys decide to turn over a new leaf and start this Difference campaign?
I think we're just in a position with the campaign is we just wanted to almost show people behind the scenes a little bit more. Obviously people see this finished product on the shelf. Seeing almost behind the curtain, so to speak, of the fields, of the people that actually make this amazing product, and you'll kind of see throughout our campaigns over the next months or so, and I know you're going to include some videos along with this video as well. Just kind of showing you, the people that actually make the cigar, showing you the level of care that goes into them, showing, the vast tobacco inventories that we have. The biggest tobacco inventory in the world, 2,600 tons of tobacco.
That's a crazy amount.
I mean, it's a fair few cigars. Let's put it that way.
Yes, it certainly is.
But those kind of things, and it's it's kind of bringing those into people's mindsets. And like I say, people do see that end product, but people like to know where things have come from, and for us from Davidoff to be able to show you the care and the craftsmanship and the heritage of Davidoff and where we've come from to where we are now. And the most important people is the people behind it, the people on the rolling floors, the people in the farms, in the fields, kind of caring from this product all the way down from the seed, from crop to shop, as we call it. I think that's nice, and people love to learn. I mean, I personally always love to learn, so the more information we can kind of put out there to people, is it's a lot of fun for me personally. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I think we've got a few presentation videos to show about the new campaign of yours, and we'll get straight into that.
La importancia y el cuidado que hay que tenerle a la hoja es mucho. Una, saber cómo se abre, ubicarla en la plancha, saber cómo se le corta el tallo para no desbaratarla, que no se rompa. Cuando yo miro una hoja, estoy buscando el grado a donde debe de pertenecer. En las hojas, en mi área, nada más trabajamos con 4. Se siente la textura de la hoja para saber a qué grado debe de pertenecer. Dependiendo en el grado que tú estés trabajando, si es ligero, viso, seco o volado. Si queremos perfección, tenemos que tener la calidad completa, que depende, la hoja de perfección depende cuando sea la capa que lleva el cigarro por encima, que es la de darle la última envoltura al cigarro. Claro que me siento apasionada con mi trabajo. Amo mi trabajo porque si yo no lo amara, no estuviera en el puesto que estoy, no duraría el tiempo que tengo aquí, que le doy gracias a Dios primero y luego a Davidoff, que me ha permitido que le demuestre el amor que le tengo al trabajo que ellos me han dado.
Okay, so let's talk about the signature number 1. Why did you guys decide to bring this blend back, and is it the same as the original blend or is it different?
So it's a re-rolling of the classic number 1. So the 1969 classic number 1, which was one of the most recognisable Davidoff cigars, bringing it back to a modern age. So it is the same blend, it's the same consistency. It's just that same Davidoff perfectness, as I like to. I don't even know if perfectness is a word, but I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Explanation, though. Good way to describe it.
So it's the epitome of Davidoff. It's creamy, it's light, straw, hay, and it builds into those more potent flavours as we kind of work our way into the middle of the cigar, which we'll find to kind of work our way through there. It builds in its body, never becomes overwhelming at all, just nice and soft, and as we kind of progress through the notes, we'll kind of pinpoint little bits and pieces through there.
Wonderful. It's very smooth so far. Notice it's quite nutty. I'm getting a little bit of leather, and a lot of cedar as well. But so smooth. I think this is probably one of the most smooth cigars I've ever had. How are you finding it so far?
So this is probably the 3rd or 4th I've been lucky enough to try, and it's just as good as the first time. It's just kind of, I feel like it's almost a cigar for any time of the day, which it's always nice to find those ones. There's certain cigars you smoke in the morning, certain for the afternoon, certain ones for the evening, but I feel like this would be nice with a coffee, nice with a lunch, or nice in the evening with a glass of wine or something like that. So it's kind of, it's got those characteristics to match with any point of the day. But it still keeps you guessing as well. Although it's it's that wonderful consistency and those wonderful kind of builds of flavours, you still caught the element of surprise is still there, which is quite nice. I think it's in this format, in that panetela lager format. You have a little bit more time for the heat up for the ingredients to cook, as I like to call it. So you kind of get to that point where you've got the ingredients, and you start to cook them up, and you get to the final third, which is kind of the finished meal, and that's how you kind of appreciate the first third, middle third, and final third through the cigar.
Brilliant way of putting it.
I've been doing this a while.
So let's talk a little bit about the blend. Could you tell us what the blend is?
Yeah, fantastic. So if anyone's ever seen any of my videos, you do know that I have a terrible memory, so I always have to write these things down in terms of the blends, because they have such beautiful long names and I never want to mess them up. So for the filler, we have a Piloto Seco, a San Vicente Seco, and a hybrid 192 Seco. So they're all from the Dominican Republic. The binder is a hybrid 151 Seco from Ecuador, and then the wrapper, so we kind of, as we were sitting back and smoking, kind of got that nice little bit of tang that came off the wrapper leaf. So that's from an Ecuadorian Connecticut. So as we kind of worked our way through, like I said, we've got those first kind of thirds of light, creamy kind of notes, and then as you progress through, you're going to get barley, you're going to get some toasted wheat, and we're going to get some oakier notes come through. In the middle third, it's going to be more in the ways of kind of creaminess, brown sugar, and some spices. And then towards the final third, that oaky wood at the beginning is going to change more to a cedar kind of wood, which is quite nice. You're going to get some dried fruits, so like a nice little bit of sweetness, and then pepper's going to bring that intensity through. So there's going to be a nice kind of progression, not one-dimensional, just very nice kind of transitions from beginning, middle, and end. Nothing overwhelming each other all the way through. You've got that wonderful kind of zing that gets off the Connecticut wrapper, and then more of those depths that come through. So Ecuadorian in the binder gives that more kind of almost biscuity softness that comes through. And then, as I said, with the Dominican fillers, you're getting those classic Dominican notes. Then with that hybrid, it kind of just changes up ever so slowly. Yeah,
wonderful. I suppose because of the Vitola, the transition is a lot easier than a smaller cigar.
Yeah, so it's you just have more time with it. In a smaller format, you would get those core notes, but you wouldn't necessarily have as much time to really delve deep into them. So I always find when I try a cigar that's available in multiple Vitolas, you'll get the core idea in the smaller sizes, but it's always nice to try it in those longer sizes to really delve deep into those tasting notes and kind of figure out exactly where they're coming from. And with this cigar, you've got plenty of time to sit back, relax, and as we say, time beautifully filled. We always keep coming back to that. It's always just my favourite thing to say.
It's a wonderful slogan.
Yeah, I mean, any time I get moaned at by my wife for smoking cigars for too long, I'm just filling my time beautifully, and I get away with it every now and then, but not as much as I'd like.
Not as much as you'd like to. So, what can we see for the future of Davidoff?
Not a lot that I can tell you right now, but I can tell you it's going to be exciting. Like I said, with the Difference campaign, you are really going to see the nuts and bolts of the Davidoff industry, the seed going into the ground, the people harvesting the crop, the people curing the crops, the people grading the leaves, choosing the leaves, weighing the leaves, rolling the tobacco, the formant end products before the cigars go out, those hundreds of quality control stages all the way through. So you're going to see a lot more about what makes Davidoff. And it's the difference that counts. It's the difference what makes Davidoff special. And so keep your eye out. There's going to be lots coming up. We're going to be doing a few videos throughout the rest of the year as well, which will be a lot of fun to sit back and relax and chat all things cigars and everything else.
It's always a pleasure.
Always. But luckily I'm just down the road. So, but no, I think we sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this.
Of course.
See where it goes.
Yeah. And if you guys want to check out this cigar, it is available for only £43 from our website at C.Gars. And until next time, stay safe and happy herfing. Peace.